Darren Rovell, sports business reporter for the business of sports betting, senior executive producer, the Action Network. And I wanted to have Darren on for a couple of reasons. The digital world of sports collecting with cards. Also, a lot of these cards, we're finding out Mike Trout rookie card or LeBron or Tom Brady, they're going for over $1 million. NBA Top Shot. There's a lot of questions here. And that's why we bring in Darren with the answers here. Let me start with the NBA's Top Shot. So exactly what it is it, and how did it start to explode into many, many millions of dollars for these photos?
Okay, so Dan, if you have a 1952 Mickey Mantle, do you own the photo?
I own the card.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's the way to think about it. You own the one of those cards, and you have the right to sell one of those cards. It's the same thing with Top Shot. You have a highlight where there's 49 that have been given out, and you own one of 49. You have the right to sell that one. You don't get dividends if it plays on SportsCenter or if someone runs it on YouTube. You don't get any credit. You only own the right for that one. And so just like cards, where there are limited edition cards, there are a limited edition of these highlights. You get them out of digital packs, and you have the right to sell them. Some of these have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, the question is this a real market, or is this a market that, listen, we're living in a world where crypto is 24/7. You wake up, you lose $12,000, you gain 12. We're living in a world where people pumped up GameStop, a company that has age-old popcorn ingrained in their carpet and made them a blue chip company. What is real? I can't tell you what is real.
But who gets the video to allow you to get the snapshot? Who owns the video of
the NBA owns the video. The
Okay.
NBA creates the content, and then Top Shot, a company, Dapper Labs is the company that makes it, puts it in the pack. The NBA owns the video, just like whoever took the photo owns the video or owns the card. So the NBA owns the video. There is no question about that, but it is on the blockchain, so it is secure. You own that particular right to sell, and then you can sell to someone else. And by the way, here's an interesting point. The NBA, because it's on the blockchain and it's secure, the NBA knows when you sell it to somebody else. And when you sell it to somebody else, they get a 2.5% cut. So anytime it's sold all the way down the line, they get a cut, which makes digital collectibles, as long as it stays healthy, more important than a physical collectible, because once you sell a card, the league isn't getting a cut of it anymore.
I'm trying to think what's the most famous piece of video that would be in a card in NBA history. Like what is available? LeBron's block on Andre Iguodala in the NBA Finals is pretty famous, or Kyrie Irving.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, right? Like a card, you don't know what game it's from. People have never, like Michael Jordan, his 86 Fleer rookie that is lighting up the world, that was from a random Nets game in 1985. So this allows you to connect to a highlight. And by the way, they haven't really opened up the past. Like, what would a 1988 Jordan dunk contest from the foul line highlight sell for? And are they even going to be able to sell them? You would need Michael Jordan.
Why do I need Jordan if the NBA owns it?
Because the NBA owned it at the time, but Jordan would have to approve of it now, because he's not part of the Players Association anymore.
Okay. Explain to me the recent physical card phenomenon where, like, who's driving this? That, we know Mickey Mantle seems to come up every other year or something. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Mike Trout, a Tom Brady rookie card. Who's behind all of this?
I think it's what's behind all this, Dan. I think it's that in COVID, we're looking for nostalgia. We're looking to reach back at times when things were normal. People are going through and cleaning their closets. Their parents are cleaning their closets. They're finding things. And finally, this is the key. We need some excitement in our lives. We need some dopamine to be rushing through our brains and body. Go try out an eBay auction. See when you win an eBay auction, it's an immediate rush. It's almost like it. I'm telling you, it's not only about the card, it's about the feeling it generates when you win an auction. And so it becomes addictive in a way. Why sports gambling up? We need to juice ourselves up because we're sitting at home with, for me, for God's sakes, I got twin boys in first grade right outside my door. It's like, what?
Yeah, but you're not going to spend $1 million on a Tom Brady rookie card just because
I'm
you
not
got.
going to spend $1 million, but I've spent more money than I've ever spent in my life in the last 8 months
What have you
on
bought?
collectibles. I bought what's the most expensive thing I bought? I bought some serious stuff. I bought a Mike Tyson 1986 Panini sticker. Those things are going for 60,000, 70,000 in some conditions. I bought a Jordan rookie. I had to have it 86 Fleer. So people are buying, and a lot of it is the feeling it generates and the camaraderie, right? Like when you buy it, there's a collecting community that you then share. It forces you to have relations with people, not in the Bill Clinton, not in the Bill Clinton relations, but relations. Talk to them.
Okay, but if you're looking at getting into this, can you dip your toe into this, or do you have to go into the deep end?
No, but it's very risky, right? Because you have to know who's controlling certain markets. So, like, I'll give you an example. One of my friends who has plenty of money says, "I want to do Luka Doncic." And I say, well, you got to be careful because Luka, 21 to 25-year-olds who don't have the same net worth as you, they're going into Luka cards. And what happens is if the market starts to crash, they're going to sell Luka, and then that market will crash before everything else. So I tell people, try to figure out who's in what you want to collect. And it starts with you have to like what you're doing, right? Like, not all markets are going to stay up forever. I know that's a crypto thing, and it's just going to go to the moon. Everything's going to go to the moon. It's going to all go up. Everything, nothing ever goes down. Don't start with that philosophy because you're going to get in trouble.
But we've had, Mike Trout had a rookie card. Why is it one of one? I never understood that they only make one.
It's a false scarcity, right? So, like, they decided to create this Mike Trout superfractor where it was the lotto ticket. It was the Willy Wonka. And so, did I ever think that was going to sell for $3.9 million? No. But we've created this whole false scarcity. If you remember, Dan, in the 80s and 90s, the reason it crashed is because they told us that the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card was limited edition. Then we found out it was the most produced card of all time, and these guys were running off sheets of Ken Griffey Jr. to pay for their pizza, using it as currency. So, like, we needed to create a false scarcity. And so that's what the card industry did. This is one of 49. This is one of one. And if you pull that Willy Wonka, you then get it graded. And then there's a whole grading industry. So, like, you get a Michael Jordan in a one that was run over that you actually put literally in the spokes of your bicycle. And that in the worst condition is going to sell for 4,000 now. But if you have a 10, that's 615,000. So the one thing that I hate, Dan, is when someone goes, "Ooh, I have this card." And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you have the physical card. If it's not a 10, like,
I know.
So that's how it's working.
I had somebody who works for somebody who's pretty famous in this business, and he was asking me, if I collected cards, and I said, I got them, but I don't know if they're worth anything. And I said, my son's got Pokemon cards. He went, "Wait, which ones? Which ones?"
The Charizard?
Yes.
The Blastoise?
And I said the Charizard. And he goes, you got to take pictures. Like, how many do you have? And I go, I don't know. My son has them in a notebook or a scrapbook. He goes,
a binder.
Yeah.
Can
he goes,
you imagine? You're like, I have a 1961 Wilt Chamberlain Fleer rookie. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, but my son is Pokemon. Oh, my God. Like, it's almost like disrespect. Like, you care more about a fake dragon than you care about Wilt Chamberlain rookie. Like, this is messed up. This is messed up.
I had to take my phone and open up the scrapbook for...
You were doing a live viewing of what...
Yes. And then you could hear the disappointment in the guy's voice.
Oh, that's not a first edition from Japan. Forget about it, Dan. I'm sorry.
No, he goes, look at the edges. The edges. Oh, they're not, those aren't good. Okay. Yeah, those aren't worth anything. And I went, okay. So that was my foray into possibly being in that world
Yeah,
for a split second.
the hardest thing that I do every day is people texting me saying, "I got it," and I'm like, "That's not the one. It's in horrible condition." And it's all, it in the end, it's just disappointing for a lot of people.
This is crazy. The most expensive card ever bought, is that the Pie Trainer one,
It's now
or
no,
Hannes
the Mickey
Wagner?
Mantle. Mickey Mantle's now a five. So a Mickey Mantle 9 from 1952 tops sold for 5.2 million. There are 3 10s, and all those people are not selling. It's believed that that would be a $20 million card. The great part about that is in 1952, Mickey Mantle was number 311 in the set. It was the high number series, so it was the second set that they came out with. And in 1952, people were disinterested after the first set. So from 1952 to 1959, Topps tried to sell those things for 2 cents a card. Couldn't do it. So they took a lot of the cards and went in Staten Island and dumped it on a barge into the ocean. And that created a false scarcity or a real scarcity. And then the rest put it in bicycles, and the rest the moms threw it out. So my favorite line, by the way, is, "I wish my mom didn't throw it out." And then I remind them that if their mom didn't throw it out, it would be worth nothing anyway. So,
Darren, great to talk to you, and good luck with the Twins.
all right, take care.
That's Darren Rovell, the executive producer for the Action Network.